Okay, why don't you testify and speak to that?
I'll testify.
Let's see.
I love the Lord. I appreciate Him. I was thinking the other day, I said, you know, you got a full life when you got 3 kids and a few grandkids, you know. I said, I thank the Lord. I said, it's for a full life and all my church family and all the many things the Lord's blessed us with. And, you know, I was thinking about something the other day. A lady brought me a computer and it was crashed and when I was trying to redo the hard drive, and I know Brother Charlie here knows what I'm talking about, and Brother Bill, when you redo a hard drive back down in the DOS position, I mean, you may not even understand this, but you have to, that means you get down to the very beginning of it. And anyway, this hard drive, this computer had been through so much stuff, and she had I don't know how many times I had formatted and redone this computer for this lady. And I got to thinking about it, so I got in there, was doing this hard drive down, and what came up on the screen was checking this hard disk, checking the integrity of this hard disk, you know, and it clicks off, you know what it's there, and it was clicking off 1%, 2%, 3%, goes through that whole thing. I've done a few, Sister Brenda, you know, have to format them things back. When you get a virus on, that's the only way you can get it off. So anyway, to make a long little thing short, but as I was watching it, I got to thinking about the integrity, you know, of that hard drive, and I was thinking, you know, my mom went back to Job, and it went back to, you know, the integrity. And Brother Haney preached a message at Camp Meeting I'll probably never forget, and it was on the integrity, and about your integrity. And I got to thinking about, then when he preached that message, when I was watching that thing check off that hard drive, it's like a little record, and it's going around and around, checking them tracks and trying to see if that hard drive is capable of receiving data anymore. Especially when one goes through being knocked and banned and virus after virus, being formatted 100 times and being this. After a while, they get these little fragments stuck in them little ridges, and after a while, you know, it won't accept data. And it was checking, and I got to thinking about that when Brother Haney was preaching that message on integrity, and I got to thinking about, you know, that's how we are. Sometimes, you know, we go through so many things in life, you know, and are we, do we still get to be called? And I was thinking about how the hard drive was working and how it was trying to see if it was still able to be called a hard drive, a working hard drive. That's what it was trying to find out. If that hard drive was going to be able to be called a working hard drive. And I thought about things that we go through in life, and I went to Job and tried to look up all the stuff on Job, you know, about his integrity. You know, why was his integrity so important? You know, I mean, he lost his children, he lost his home, his family, his wealth, his health, and how come integrity was so important after going through all that stuff? You know, how come that was the most important thing, you know? Anyway, it was just, I got thinking about that, you know, all the things sometimes that we go through, you know, and is our lives, you know, to the place where we can still be called working Christians after all the things we go through, the trials, you know. Do we go through it good? Do we go through it bad? Or how did this thing work in our life? And did we let it work for our good? Or did it leave something in that little track? You know, sometimes you have to defragment things, you know, and if there's too many of those little fragments getting those things and they bunch up together, you know, it won't accept data, it won't be no good, you just have to get rid of it. But I don't know, that's probably a bunch of jibber jabber, but it just, I got to thinking about that when Brother Haney was preaching on integrity, and I'm so often when I do one of those hard drives and I watch that clicking off, you know, it has to do 100%, and if it gets to that 100% and it works, well then it can be called a working hard drive, and then it'll receive data. And so I was just, I was thinking about that, the integrity. Why is that so? In integrity, Brother Haynes preached that message, and then I got to thinking about, you know, are we still able to be called a working Christian? Are we still, after all the things we go through, can we still be called a Christian? You know, and that's my testimony. I just want to be called a Christian. I mean, I want to be able to, what things that I go through, things that the Lord places in my life, or whatever, I just want to be able to come out of it and still be able to accept data. And be able to make it through, be called a working vessel for the Lord. So I just love the Lord and I appreciate Him, and thank you for listening to that.
Yes, thank you.
All of that, you ain't gonna say?